Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Institute of Global Professional. I hope everyone is fine. It's not easy to say you are good at the situation because you all are trying to recover the situation as well. Those who are regularly enjoyed our international webinar, I hope you have benefited and little bit through this webinar. We are trying to find the best trainers, speakers, coaches from all over the world are able to present that they are very skilled. Hopefully, it will help everyone a little bit. We hope you are with this initiative and will be in the future. We'll evaluate and do something for those who want to learn. If we can help someone with our effort, that is a lot for us. Our activities will continue if we get support from yours. The mission of this institution is to empower people from all over the world, especially the job seekers and the job holders, by providing effective training and consultation. For the student, the mission of Institute of Global Professional is to empower them to better their lives and to contribute positively to the organization and communities in which they work and live. We accomplish this by providing quality higher education. We serve a student locally, nationally, and internationally through our respective campus location and distance learning format. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals. People who are joining with us, I'm cordially welcome you all. We hope that the webinar will help you to enlighten your knowledge in various sectors. Hope you will enjoy and stay with us till then. We have already completed 52 webinars successfully, and our last international webinar was on Unleash Your Authentic Expression. Today, we are presenting the webinar 53 on Purpose-Filled Life. Today's guest speaker is Esther Hebziba. I'd like to introduce our guest today. Esther Hebziba is a certified John Maxwell leadership strategist, transformation coach, human behavior specialist, and the founder of Shine Transformation Consulting Solution, which is leadership and personal development consulting firm based out of Canada, specialist in transforming lives through leadership, development, and personal growth. Esther is passionate about empowering others to boldly live a life of clarity, confidence, and alignment with their divine purpose. The unique combination of Esther's faith, trailblazing human connection, capability, leadership, robust experience with a Fortune 500 company, keen insight into human behavior and organizational development has resulted in effectively navigating individuals, team, and organization through challenges to successfully exceed their desired outcome. Please give a warm welcome to Esther, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Thank you so much for that.
Hello, Kashrik. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction.
Thank you, ma'am. Now
All
you're
right.
live,
All
and
right.
you may continue your presentation. The stage is now yours.
All right.
All right.
Good morning,
Good morning.
good afternoon,
Good
good
afternoon. Good
evening from wherever you are watching this webinar. I am so excited to welcome you all. And I'm beginning to look at the comments, and I see that you all are excited to be here as well. I am excited. All right. So if you're watching this webinar today, I want you to type in the chat box what you want to get out of this webinar today. It could be anything. Just share. I just want to see, what you hope to get out of this webinar today. Okay. I'm going to try to switch between this and looking at the comments. But once again, I'm so delighted to be here. My name is Esther. And thank you again, Kaushik, for that beautiful introduction. I'm humbled and I'm honored to be here today to share the light of living a purpose-filled life. Okay? You are going to better understand what it means to live a purpose-filled life. And as Kaushik has introduced, I help people like you create purpose-aligned lives. Can you see the picture on the screen? You get to live your life with your compass pointing to purpose. That's what I help people do. I help people like you live with intention and purpose. Why? Well, you're going to find out soon. Okay? So just say hello in the chat box. Tell us where you're watching from. I see a couple of us are watching from Philippines, from different parts of the world. Isn't this so beautiful that we can all come together on a platform from different parts of the world? So what I do again in a nutshell, in summary, is helping people uncover their purpose. Yes, I say uncover. Why? Because sometimes our purpose is covered. Okay, so by the end of this webinar today, I want to throw light on your path so you can see how can I live a purpose-filled life. And again, I'm very excited and I am super grateful to share what I'm about to share today. All right, now let's look at this slide. This is purpose, right? But then what do you see in the picture? I'm sure if you're seeing the same thing that I can see, you can see a light bulb. And this is what we all have been created and designed by God to do, is to be a light to the world. And so for me today, my goal at the end of this webinar is to help you be that light. I bring my shine, my light, so you can see what your purpose really looks like and you can live a purpose-filled life. Now, I love this visual. Why? Because it represents who I am and what I help others to do, is to awaken people to live purpose-filled lives. A light and a catalyst to awaken that purpose in you and many others. And you also can do the same. Maybe some of you have started living purpose-filled lives, but then you want to find out, are there other ways that I can live a purpose-filled life? And the answer is yes. So again, my hope is I can bring value to you today, be that light for you. For some of you, probably you were in my shoes, or I was in your shoes a few years ago. I was lost. I was confused. I didn't know my life had meaning or had purpose. But here I am today, living a life of purpose and helping others as well. How many of you are here to make a difference in the world? Please type yes in the comment box. Okay, I'm watching the comment box as well. Type yes if you know that you are here to make a difference in the world, in your corner of the world, wherever you are in the world. You are created with purpose and on purpose to make a difference in the world. So type yes in the chat box. Type yes if your goal is to make a difference in the world. I know that many of you are. I know you're determined that you want to make a difference. But you know what? Some of us are not sure how or even why. Okay? And that's exactly what this webinar is here to do. Okay. All right. So before we go on this journey, I like to look at this journey as a flight. So if you are traveling to maybe Europe, or you're traveling to any other part in the world, you would have to board a flight, right? So this is a flight today. It's a journey. And so let's look at our roadmap. At the end, by the time we land this plane, right? By the time we land this plane, this webinar, I want you to leave with 3 key things. Okay. So this is what I expect that you would get from this webinar. The first is to have a deeper understanding of your purpose. Okay. To get clarity about living a purpose-driven life, a purpose-filled life. I want this light to shine on you so that you can understand, you can have more direction about how to live a purpose-filled life. And lastly, I want you to discover the key pillars of living a life of purpose. Very important. So pay attention, get your seatbelt fastened. This plane is taking off now. I hope you're ready and excited with me. Okay, so let's get this moving. Now, before you know, when you're in a flight, right, you'd have what do they call those things? When you get into your flight, you know, the flight attendants, they're giving you the rules and the guidelines, you know. So I call mine ground guidelines, just to make sure we get the most out of this webinar. Okay. So this is called housekeeping items, maybe, right? And the reason again is I wanted to have the best experience, you know, when you go on a flight, right? If you're paying for business class, right? Or whatever you pay for, you want to have a very interesting and exciting experience. And that's what I want for you today. So as this flight takes off, I want you to keep these 3 ground guidelines or maybe rules in mind. Okay. I want you to stay engaged. And what does that mean? I'm seeing a lot of chat already in the chat box. That's good. I want you to stay engaged. Okay. I want you to, you know, when I ask something, maybe type yes. I want you to type your yes, your no, you know, just to make sure that it's interactive and engaging. All right. And then if you have questions, we're going to have a Q&A session at the end of this webinar. Okay, so that we can have a focused discussion, I want you to keep your questions to the end. Okay, so that's where we have a dedicated time to answer your questions. And the last thing, which I love the most, is to be happy. Yes, the fact that you are alive today, that you are breathing, that you're here on this platform calls for gratitude and happiness. And today is Monday. You're starting your week on a powerful, strong note. So be happy. I know I can't see your face on the chat or in the comments, but I know that you are going to be happy. Okay. All right. So again, you're investing about 90 minutes to 2 hours of your life in this webinar. I want you to make the most out of it. Okay. I want your time spent here to be a pleasant, life-changing experience where you expand your awareness with the light that I shine on your path, where you get awakened, right? So live a purpose-filled life. All right. Your seatbelt fastened. You have the ground guidelines. Let's get moving. Now, I always like to start my presentations, or when I have conversations like this or webinars like this, I always talk about purpose because I feel that's what gives life meaning. And this is one of my favorite quotes. It says, God gave us the gift of life, but it is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. Now, let's reflect on that for a minute. Now, this is from the philosopher Voltaire. God has given you, has given me the gift of life. But it is up to us, completely up to us, to give ourselves the gift of living well. And this, in a nutshell, is what a purpose filled life means. God has given you the breath of life, He has given you a gift and talent. He has made you in His image. Each of you here today have been given the gift of life, but you have a responsibility as well. And that responsibility is to give yourself, is to give myself the gift of living well, to fulfill that purpose for which you were created. All right, so I'm going to take a pause here just to look at the comments, okay? Just to see what's happening, making sure we're staying engaged. All right. All right, I can see that people are commenting and are staying interactive. All right, so let's keep this plane moving, okay? So God has given us the gift of life. Now, what are we doing with that? That's the question, right? And that's where the purpose-filled life comes into play. How are you using this gift? How are you giving yourself the gift of living well, the gift of living a purpose-fulfilled life? I'm going to share a short story about myself. A couple of years ago, I was lost. I was looking for meaning. I was looking for something greater than who I am. I didn't believe that I mattered. I didn't believe that life had meaning. Or maybe I believed and I didn't know how to live it. But I was confused. I was stuck. I didn't know where I was heading. I was just going through the motions of life. You know how, imagine just driving a car, right? And you want to go here, right? And you're going this direction, right? Two totally opposite directions. Hey, how are you gonna head here when you're heading this way? You know, one of my friends and my mentor, Johnson Maxwell, would say, everything worthwhile is uphill, right? Our hopes, our dreams are uphill, but sometimes, or most times, we head in opposite direction. We head downhill. And so that time of my life, I was detached from my purpose. I'm going to share with you what purpose really means, but I'm just sharing this story so you begin to relate as to why is Esther so passionate about this purpose-filled life. Because the moment I said yes to living a purpose-filled life, the moment the light bulb came on and I could help other people. Because you know what? You can't help yourself. You can't give you can help other people or give them the gift of living well if you haven't given yourself the gift of living well or the gift of living a purpose-filled life. And so those few years ago, I was really detached. I was in a corporate job and I wasn't feeling connected. I was feeling so disconnected. I was feeling so detached. And that was how I started my journey of discovering, hey, why am I here on earth? What am I here to do? And until I went on that journey and I took a deeper dive into transforming myself, into knowing my identity and my purpose and being grounded in that, I couldn't give myself the gift of living well. I forgot who I really was. I was trying to be like somebody else. I was trying to be like other people. And that is not what purpose means. Purpose is unique to you. It is in your DNA. But thanks to God, when I found my superpowers, when I found the light, the best thing that can happen to you in the world. And you will soon find out how, right? You're going to find out, what does it really mean? What is Esther trying to say? And this is where we look at what really is purpose. What is purpose, right? What really is purpose? Now, before I talk about what purpose is, okay, before I answer that question of what purpose really is, I'm going to define what purpose is not, okay? Yeah, sometimes, you have a different description in your mind, maybe what you've learned over time and what purpose is. But let's look at, okay, let's set the intention. Let's be clear about what purpose is not. Okay, I'm going to look into the chat box again just to make sure that I have people staying engaged, right? And you're remaining happy and you're excited and you're following. All right. I see people making comments. That sounds awesome. I'm really enjoying this time together with you all. So I'm just going to read a couple of comments. Again, like I said, I want us to stay engaged. Okay. So someone has said, living our life to serve, not to be served. Oh my goodness. I love that. This is by Azela. Thank you so much, Azela. That is so on point. To please God and not the people around us. You got it, girl. To please God and not the people around us, because God is the one who has created us. He's the one who has given us this purpose. All right, let me see if I can find anything else. Someone said purpose is principle in life, understanding life's intricacies, reawakening life's new journey. Yes, Crispy, that is so on point. Yes, awakening. Isn't that what this pandemic has done? It's got us into a season where you are awakened to what truly matters. All right, so we're following along. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can read a couple more. Living life to the fullest. Living a meaningful life with our loved ones. Yes, Marilo, thank you for that contribution. And Azala again said, I hope to discover a deeper sense of living this life. All right, thank you so much. Yes, you are all speaking the language of a purpose-filled life. So let me go back to what I was talking about. Let's be clear. Purpose is not a goal. Okay, right? Purpose is not a goal. It is not something you're trying to be. It is not an attainment. It is not in position. It is not in what you own. It is not in your possession. It is in you, and it starts with you. It is something that God has designed you with. And I'm going to explain with a quick and beautiful analogy very soon. So purpose is not all that. Okay, so then what is purpose, right? I'm sure you want to know, like, okay, as to what is purpose? Before I tell you my definition of what I believe purpose is, from my experience, I looked at the dictionary, the Merriam-Webster dictionary, okay? And it says, purpose is the why, the aim, the intention of something, the feeling to achieve something. Now, like I said, the definition I'm going to give you today is one that I strongly believe in as a person of faith. And I know that it so much relates to you as well. So purpose, like Azala and a couple of you have shared, is the very reason for your existence. The very purpose for which we are created. Okay, now I'm using the word purpose again. The very reason, the why, the intention for which you were created. It is woven into your DNA. That's why I don't believe that you're necessarily looking for purpose, because you can, I believe you uncover it because it's in you. But then you have things that have covered it, comparison or your experiences or different things, or you not believing in yourself has covered up the purpose. And so what I do with people that I connect with is to help them pull back the layers, pull back the mask, and understand who are you and why are you creating. So purpose is the very reason for your existence. It's the reason why God has created and designed you. And guess what? Purpose is timeless. Yes, it doesn't change. It has no expiration date. You know, most things in life has expiration date, right? From your tomatoes, from food, even cars, right? You buy your car after 10 years. You're like, no, I don't want to use this car again. Your purpose is timeless. It is ingrained in your DNA. The only time it expires is when it's when the person dies, right? When you're 6 feet under the ground and gone. And that's why purpose is so critical. It's very foundational to know and understand what your purpose is. It has no expiration date. It is timeless, okay? And God has stamped your purpose on you from the time you were created. So it's not something you find in other people's validation or expectation of what you should be. No, 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 no. It is that stamp that God has put on your life. So you can serve Him and serve other people and make a difference in the world. Right? Like I said before in my story, I was confused. I didn't know what my purpose was. I thought it was a goal. I thought I had to try to become my purpose. Now, I didn't have to try to become it. I just had to uncover, I just had to remove my mask and stop being something that I was not. All right, I told you I had a beautiful analogy. Before we go ahead, let me look at the comments again, okay? Just to make sure that we are staying engaged. Remember, before we took off this flight, I said I want to make sure that everyone is engaged, okay? All right, so let's see what the comments are just to make sure that's. So Nur Muhammad said, I absolutely agree and believe that God and his messenger is, I'm not sure I really understand that, but thank you for contributing. Let's see a couple of more comments. This is a wonderful and fruitful session. Thank you. Mohammed said, if we follow God's instructions, we feel God's given. Yes. Yes, because the manual, I mean, if the creator has created you, right? We know that we didn't create ourselves. So there's a manual that we have to follow, which is his instruction. Thank you for sharing that. Let me see if I have a couple more. Yes, I see I want to help people. Time is gold. Yes. All right. So let me go into this beautiful analogy. All right. Someone said it's a rainy evening. Yes, different seasons of life, right? All right. Okay. So let's get into this beautiful analogy. I always like to use this because it very much illustrates the power of knowing your purpose and living a purpose-filled life. And guess what? It also shows where Esther was before. As I told you, I was lost before. Don't think that I had it. I mean, I knew what my purpose was before. I was trying to be like something else. I was trying to be. Okay. Let me get into this analogy. Okay. So I'm just going to gather my instruments here. My instruments. Okay. Okay. So let's look at this. I hope you can all see this, right? What can you see here with me? I'm sure you can see cutlery, right? Knife, spoon, and a fork. Okay, let's look at this. 3 cutleries. Let's see. When you look at your spoon, right? When you look at this spoon, what is your spoon used for? Soup, right? Use it for your soup, to scoop your ice cream. How many of you love ice cream? I love ice cream, but I like to take little. So I don't add too much weight. But anyway, ice cream, soup, to scoop your rice. What else? Right? You can use a spoon for those. That's the function or the purpose of a spoon. Now let's look at a knife. Your knife is to cut your meat, right? To cut vegetables or, to cut, right? This is for cutting. Now let's look at the fork. What is your fork used for? Your fork is used to support the knife, right? Also cut steak or to use for your potatoes, anything that you have to pick, right? But you can clearly see that they have different functions and purposes, right? Now let's imagine for a second that you get to an ice cream shop, or you have your bowl of soup in front of you, and you decide that you want to use your knife to scoop the soup or the ice cream. How's it going to look like? You're going to say, well, no, I'd rather use my spoon, right? You rather use the spoon because that is what the spoon is designed for. That's the purpose of the spoon. That's the reason why it was created. And so for this spoon to live a purpose-filled life, it has to be in an ice cream shop or in a place where it is being used to scoop soup or to eat your rice if you want to. Some people use fork as well. But the point I'm trying to drive at is that your spoon is designed, is created for a certain purpose, for a specific, unique purpose. Now imagine if I took my spoon to a steak shop, to a meat shop, or maybe my bowl of meat, and I'm trying to use my spoon to cut it. Hard, right? Challenging. It's going to take me longer time and it's going to be frustrating. I'm going to feel stuck and, I'm going to keep trying to use the spoon, but that's not what the spoon was designed for. So you see why living a purpose-filled life is very foundational, very critical, very important to living a purpose-filled life. You need to be in alignment. You don't want to be a spoon in a meat shop or a knife or a fork in an ice cream shop. That is where I was for years until 2 years ago when I got awakened to my purpose. I was like a spoon in a meat shop. Oh, it was draining. It was hard. Just like I told you, if you use a spoon in a meat shop, it's going to be hard. Well, you could try. It's going to take you forever. You're going to be frustrated. It's going to be challenging. That's how I felt. And I know many of you can connect with this. You feel so out of alignment. There's something missing somewhere. There's something not connecting. Oh, I want the best job. I told you, I worked in a Fortune 500 company. Yes, I had the position. I had all I wanted, but there was something missing. I was out of alignment. I was a spoon in a meat shop, or maybe I was a fork in an ice cream shop. I was out of alignment. I wasn't living a purpose-filled life. I was trying to be someone else. I was trying to please people. I was trying to live my life in expectations of what people think about me. But until I discovered my purpose, until, just a second here, I think my screen went ahead of me. Until I discovered that no, my purpose is to be a light to others, and I need to step out boldly and fully so I can help other people as well to find the path to their purpose. I would have remained stuck, resentful, angry, struggling, and then impacts different areas of your life. So you see why purpose is very, very important. And like I said, when you have a pulse and you're breathing, hey, you have a purpose. Don't let anything deceive you, or don't let anyone deceive you. As long as you're on this platform and you're looking at me and you're breathing, like the philosopher Voltaire said, that he has given us the gift of life, you have a purpose. You do. So the next step is what? How do I find my purpose, right? Or, now you understand what purpose is. You don't want to be a spoon in a meat shop or a fork in an ice cream shop. And one thing again that resonates with this cutlery analogy is this. This is a non-living thing. You are living. how much more you that are living have a purpose? God has created you for his purpose, a special, unique, beautiful purpose. Okay? All right. So I'm going to look at the comments again just to make sure that we are all following along. Okay? All right. So just give me a second here. And let's just see let's see what people are saying. All right. I hope you enjoyed that analogy, right? I really love that. I really, really, really enjoy that because it really brings to mind that clarity on why we should live with purpose. So Christine said, life experiencing we have in this world, God has his own purpose. Yes. Thank you, Kerwin Peters, watching from Trinidad and Tobago. Ooh, that's exciting. The reason why we were created by God is that each of us has a purpose in life. Yes. I want to be an actress, but I'm not confident and as well shy. Okay, so Amara, you are going to find out soon, okay, how you can get over that shyness and be more confident, okay? Someone has said, I'm lost on what career to choose. I feel you. I know. I was there. I felt lost. But you know what? At the end of this webinar, you are going to have more light, more clarity and direction. Okay, let's see. A couple of more comments. Each of us has a purpose in this world. That is true. Neither the three for eating. Yes, the purpose of the three utensils each has a different function. You see, and that's why we can't live a life of comparison. A fork cannot tell a spoon, I wish I was like you. Hey, you were created for your own purpose. Focus on your paths. Focus on the gift you've been blessed with and use it to bless the world. All right, a couple of more. Let's see a couple of more here. I hope you're following along just to make sure. I like John Maxwell. Me too. I like him. That was where my journey began. Okay. That was where I began that self-discovery of knowing why was I created? Why am I confused? Everything has its purpose. I wake up every day to find my purpose in life. I hope I find it sooner. Oh yes, you will find it because it's in you. Okay, it's in you. You just need to pull up the mask and you would hear, so I'm going to keep on moving this plane. So again, purpose is the very reason why you were created. It's very foundational and it's never too late. Like the comments, some people are still feeling lost. Don't give up. Okay. It's never too late or too early to start living your purpose. And just before I move on to the next slide of why purpose again, it's, just to emphasize more on why purpose is very important. I want you to know something, that identity, who you are, goes hand in hand with your purpose. And I always say identity, a sense of your identity precedes purpose. Before you can know why you were created, you need to know who you are and whose you are. Who are you? As a person of faith, my identity is sourced from God because I know that I was created by Him. I know that I'm a child of God. I know that I was fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And so before I can know why I was created, right? Before we can get to the manual of why I was created, I need to know, first of all, establish that foundation of who I am and whose I am. So my question to you is, who are you and whose are you? Two simple questions. Who are you and whose are you? Your identity goes hand in hand with your purpose. It helps you to uncover your purpose. Once you establish this is who I am, and you're bold and confident that you know who you are, and you're connected with the source, which for some of us might be like me as well. You might be a follower of God or follower of Jesus. Then you will find your purpose. You can't miss it because it's in you. You would uncover it. You would discover it. Okay. So when you have a misplaced sense of identity, when you're trying to be something else, when you're trying to be a fork, when you're a spoon, when you're trying to be a knife, when you're a fork, when you don't know who you are, then it's going to be hard for you to uncover your purpose. It's going to be hard for you to step into a purpose-filled life. But the good news, like I said, is once you can answer those two questions, that's very foundational. Who am I? Whose am I? Who do I belong to? Your answer is your answer. But I know when I discovered who I was and who I belong to, which is God, that's made it easier for me to own and embrace my purpose, to take off the mask and just be me. All right, let's get this moving. So why? Let's look at why living a purpose-filled life is very important. Why is this very important? What's the benefits? What's the value? Why should I, you might be wondering, Esther, so why should I live a purpose-filled life? We've talked about the what. That's one pillar. The second pillar is why. So the first one is it gives your life meaning. What I'm doing here today, I'm so excited and passionate about it. It's in alignment with my purpose. My purpose is to shine the light on other people so they can live a purpose-filled life. So when you know your purpose, it is important because it gives your life meaning. You feel fulfilled. It simplifies your life. It focuses your life. You live a life of simplicity, of ease and grace. I mean, who doesn't want a simple life? Tell me in the comment box. If you want a simple life, please type yes. If you want a complicated life, I don't think anyone would like a complicated life where everything is just confusing and complicated. We all want to breathe and live a simple life. Living a purpose-filled life inspires your life. It's important because it inspires you, it motivates you every day. You don't get your alarm, like this morning when I had to come online. I didn't come on with angry face like, oh, I just have to do this. I hate doing this. No, my purpose, I love it because it inspires me. And not just me, but inspire others like you. And lastly, it creates an eternal legacy. Because you know what? Life is beyond this present. There is a life after life. And so when you step into living your purpose, guess what? You're creating an eternal legacy for those generations to come. It has a compounding impact, a compounding effect, a multiplying effect when you live a purpose-filled life. Your children, their generations to come, those whose life you touched would carry on that legacy. And like I said, you don't live this world with, I don't know what's going to happen to me when I leave this world. There's an eternal legacy with that. So these are the critical and crucial reasons why you want to live a purpose-filled life. All right, I'm going to have another analogy. I love analogies. I like illustration because it brings to mind. Jesus in the Bible would illustrate his point with parables because then you can relate to it, right? You're not just, people are not just talking and you're like, I don't know what she's talking about. Okay, so now let me expatiate or expand on why it's important to live a purpose-filled life. And this next analogy is what I call the rubber band analogy. And again, this is one of the innovative and creative ideas by my mentor and friend, John C. Maxwell, in the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Okay, that's a book, a resource that you want to keep in your library. All right, so one of the 15 invaluable laws is the law of the rubber band. Okay, and it says that growth stops. Okay, I'm sure you can see this rubber band. Okay, growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are, so Maybe this is where you are right now. Growth stops when you lose that tension. Remember, this rubber band has tension, right? So your growth stops when you lose that tension between where you are and where you could be. Yes. I mean, what's the purpose of the rubber band if it's just, you're trying to use it and it's not going to stretch? This is the capacity of the rubber band. Why would you leave it this way? And this can be likened to your potential. We all have unlimited potential inside of us, endless possibilities. But until you stretch, you grow, right? You will not expand your capacity. Some of us, we all want to live in the comfort zone. This is called comfort zone mentality. Well, I don't want to stretch. No, I think I'm fine because it feels good. But to live a purpose-filled life, and the beauty of living a purpose-filled life is to stretch, okay? To grow, to transform. So you can be all that God has called you to be and created you to be. All right, I'm going to go back into the comments just to see if we are following along. So I'm not just talking to myself. All right. Ooh, we have a lot of comments. Okay, let me read a couple of them. Okay, just give me a second here. Just want to make sure that I'm not. All right, so Rennie says, great analogy that our life with other things that are created contributes something of great benefits and very significant. Yes. Okay, let's see more. Our time here on earth is limited. This is Rena. Rena, you're so right. We have a short window. Now tell me in the chat box or in the comment box, how many of you are growing younger? I mean, by next year, instead of 30, maybe you're 29. Let me know. I would really like to meet you. If you're growing younger, I mean, you can grow young in heart. But the number of years on earth never gets shorter. It keeps getting longer. You keep getting older, right? So as Rena said, our time here on this earth is limited. Focus on what brings you joy, not brings you stress. And that's what your purpose does. It gives your life meaning. It simplifies your life. Let me see. I'm not confident to achieve my goals, what I can do. Okay. At the end of this webinar, I know that you will be able to find more confidence. Okay. Let's see more comments. We have lots of comments. So I have to scroll through my device. Just want to make sure that everybody's staying engaged. Find your identity. Yes, that's very crucial. Engaged. Yes. Awesome. We have lots of comments here. Good. So you're staying engaged. I love, love, love this. Okay. Now let's get this plane moving. Let's continue moving. So like I said with the rubber band, we all have unlimited potential. But like the philosopher Voltaire said, what are you doing with that potential? Are you stretching it? Are you using it? Or are you hiding it because you are afraid? Or you are probably distracted? Because one thing that I know that happens when you're not living a purpose-filled life is being distracted by comparison, right? Being distracted by fear. There's so many distractions out there. There's so many noise that can distract you from living a purpose-filled life. And so Bob Goff, in his quotes, said we won't be distracted by comparison if we are captivated with purpose. So you don't need to look at as a fork to look at a knife or to look at a spoon and say, I wish I could scoop ice cream. Hey, you were called as a fork to pick up food, right? Or to support the knife. You are not called to be a spoon. So the moment we realize the gifts that we're blessed with, which you're going to be hearing more about, the more you're captivated with purpose and comparison is not on your radar anymore. So I want you to comment again in the chat box. Have you ever felt distracted? I have been distracted a lot of times, but you know what? I find that a strong sense of my purpose draws me back. This is who I'm called to be and to complement other people's shine. I call purpose, my business name is Shine Transformation. And the reason is because my name is Esther, and Esther means light, the light of God. And so I know that my light brings transformation for other people. So when I focus on that, I can complement other people's shine. I can bring shine into other people's life and bring, like the fork, knife, and spoon. Imagine when you have a bowl of ice cream or a bowl of soup and you have your maybe rice and your meat and the three cutlery, the spoon, the fork, the knife all works together. Isn't that beautiful? Where the spoon doesn't have to look at the knife and say, oh, I wish I could do. Hey, focus on your paths, on your shine, and together we make the world a brighter place. Okay, so comment in the chat box. Have you ever felt distracted? What has distracted you? What has prevented you from living a purpose-filled life? Examples, like I said, is comparison, fear, procrastination. But I will show you ways on the how. How can I find my purpose, Esther? Please tell me. All right. I'm sure by now you have picked a couple of things on how. I've talked about knowing who you are, your identity, your who you belong to, understanding yourself. That's very critical. I had to do a lot of self-discovery, my strengths, my unique giftedness. There's so many strength assessments, there's the Gallup Strength Finder. There's the Master of Disc assessment, which I use with my clients. There's so many tools out there that are proven to help you begin to, it's a lot of work, but it's worth the effort to dig deep. Because transformation is not a surface, it's not something you just gloss over. Transformation is very deep. You need to understand who you are. And then you begin to use your unique gifts to bless other people, to flow like a river into the lives of others. This is another law in the 15 Laws of Growth by John Maxwell, the law of contribution. You don't want to be a reservoir, right? That is not living a purpose-filled life where you're holding your gift to yourself. Oh, I don't want to share. You want to be like a river where you flow into the lives of other people, where you allow the source of life, God, to flow into you and you flow into the lives of other people. So the how is understanding you and using your unique gifts. And again, sharing my story, if you want to borrow from me, but it's an invite as well, is having a relationship with who has created it, which is God, the creator. Having a relationship with him helps you find out how to uncover your purpose. Having him as a father, as a friend, he loves you so unconditionally. That is my source. That is my anchor. That is in whom I believe in, because he has created me for a beautiful purpose. So no matter what I go through, now living a purposeful life doesn't mean life is going to go all rosy for you. But you know what? Because you are anchored in something that is unchanging, you still get to live a purposeful life with ease and grace. Okay, I'm going to take some water here. All right. So now let's continue this journey of how, okay? Now, I want you to know again, like the spoon and the fork and the knife, no one else, I repeat, no one else in the world has your gifts. No one else. No one else has exactly the same gifts, talents, background, or future like you. This is a quote again by John C. Maxwell. And you can look at the pairs of shoes. You can see the red one standing out. The reason why they put that is to tell you, you don't have to try to blend in Stand out, be different. Yes, because that is your unique gift. Use your unique gifts to live a life filled with purpose. Like the spoon, the fork, the knife. You were created with purpose and on purpose. And like I said, life doesn't go on forever. But when you have to report back to the one who has created you with this beautiful, special gifts, and it says, what have you done with your gifts? What did you do with what I gave you? What is your response going to be like? He gave you. It was an investment in you. Now God is expecting to have a return on that investment, for you to multiply, for you to share it with the world. And now sometimes the truth is this, like I said, we're afraid to use our gifts because of fear. I don't know what people will think about me. I don't know if I want to. What would happen? There's always the what if. I was there like you. I was there. Afraid to use that gift. But until I rose up, I had to rise up and shine my light and say, you know what? Fear will not hold me down. Fear cannot win. I need to use my gift to bless the world, to serve God, to impact lives. Sometimes failure, that's something that is, we're all afraid of failure. I am afraid of failure. I don't want to fail. Right? If something goes wrong now, I might tend to be, I don't want this to happen. We are humans, right? But we have to make sure that failure doesn't overpower us. Because like John Maxwell would say, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. The only time you fail in life is when you stop trying, when you stop learning. When you fall down, you get up. Right? I remember an instance when I was afraid to use my gifts because nobody was saying yes to me. I started what I call a mastermind of people coming to I share with them lessons, tools, strategies to help them be better individuals. But then guess what? When I invited 20 people, guess how many people showed up? So I invited 20. I had, I think, 10 registered. Guess how many people showed up? 0. Nobody showed up. The first time, the second time, and I felt, okay, I don't think I can do this. But the moment I knew that what I had in my hand was diamonds and I needed to share with the world, and I had to overcome that fear, I renewed my mind. I put failure in the back seat or out of my way, and I kept on trying. And now I have people join my events. So until we stop trying, if I had stopped trying, honestly, I wouldn't be here today. Okay, I won't be here today. So look at what could be stopping me from using my gifts. Is it fear? Is it failure? Using your gifts is to use for it's not just for you. Remember, a gift has to be opened, right? If I give you a gift today, I need to open it, right? So a gift is for you to open and to use. So why are you afraid to open your gifts? It could be something that will change someone else's life. You never know. When you don't use your gifts, you run the risk of living in a prison of fear and failure. And that's why you see this picture. You run that risk of just living in this prison. And you know there's something that you need to do, but you're just stuck there. But when you say to yourself, fear has no place, type in the comment box. I want you to write in the comment box, say, fear has no place here. Yes, it has no place. And failure, depending on the perspective of failure is learning, right? It's a growth opportunity. And so sometimes it's helpful. You learn, I should have done it this way. I can do it a better way. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing next, just to help you to understand how we know we're talking about the third pillar. How can I live a purpose-filled life? Another way is following your dreams and using your natural born talents. Your natural born talents, your gifts, is what you were created with, what God has blessed you with to live a purpose-filled life. Your skills to make this world a better tomorrow. So what I'm going to be doing next, okay, before I do that, I'm going to get into the chat box as well, just to see that we're staying engaged. I'm going to play a short video. I'm going to introduce to you my friend. His name is called Nick Vojicek. He's the youth ambassador for the John Maxwell team. And he's going to help you further expand on how I can live a purpose-filled life. What can I start to do? What can I stop doing? How can I shift my perspective? And some of you might know Nick. Nick is the young handsome guy that doesn't have limbs. He doesn't have legs. He doesn't have anything. I mean, he has something. He doesn't have hands or legs. But does he have a purpose? Yes, he does. Everybody has, no matter your what you call disability or your feeling of what I'm this, and everybody has a purpose in life. So we're going to listen to Nick. He's going to discuss the value of being your true self. And his choice, remember, like the philosopher Voltaire said, we all have a choice. Okay, you can choose to live well with the gift God has given you with or not live well. But Nick chose to live his authentic self, just being you. And this led him to a life filled with significance and purpose. I mean, who doesn't want to live a significant life? So be sure to pay attention to Nick's video. I want you to look out for the 3 choices he talks about in the video. Look out for what true strength look like to you when you listen to him. Now, before I introduce to you my friend Nick, I'm going to check the chat box again. Okay. Like I said, I want to make sure that we all are staying engaged. I know that we are, but let's just see. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, let's just see. I'm scrolling through the comments. Okay. Oh my goodness, we have lots of comments. A bulb light. Okay, be elastic. I really agree. Self-improvement. Yes. Okay, so we are having some awesome comments here. Okay, just trying to see if there's anything that we are a unique individual. This is from Christine. Plan with purpose. Okay, I'm created to teach young children and prepare them for the bright future. I love that. So you figured out what you were created to do. Good. Some of you are attending with friends. All right, awesome. So we're doing well and you're remaining happy. Don't forget to be happy. Okay, so I'm going to introduce to you my friend Nick Vojicek. His message is awesome. I want you to look out for the key points. Like I said, there are 3 choices that Nick talks about in this video. I also want you to put in your journal. I'm sure you all have a writing pad, right? Something that you can continue to look at and reflect on. I want you to write out the key points that you will be remembering from this video. He shared a lot of importance about our inner strength, knowing who we are, and just how strong we are and how we can do amazing things. Again, he has no arms and legs, but he's living a purposeful life. Without further delay, I'm going to be introducing to you Nick Vojicek. Okay. Now, if just in case, I'm hoping this would play, but just in case the audio is not clear, or please just put in the chat box. And Kaushik, I hope you can also just tell me, okay? Because this is a video that's embedded in the presentation. All right.
Hey guys, it's Nick Vojicek here. I want to talk today about your true strength.
Okay.
You know, that saying, we all have heard it before. You don't know what you got till it's gone, right? You know that one. But I want to give you a new one about your inner strength. You don't know what you can actually get through until you get through it. Does that make sense? You know, many of us really cut ourselves short in not really digging deep within us, in our well, in our spirit, in the mindsets of everyday life where you can really draw strength from. You know, when I was going to school, it was really difficult to draw that strength deep within me because all I was hearing from the outside was, all the voices in my head and everyone saying, you're ugly, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then you start convincing yourself that I'm never going to get myself out of this valley. No, you know what? I want you to know something. There is no secret formula to have a perfect life, but man, you have to give yourself a chance. I'm not going to now tell you that I understand your pain. I'm not going to pretend that at all. In fact, I always tell teenagers, I believe it's worse being in a broken home than having no arms and legs. And I mean that. I want you to know I have no arms and legs, but man, some of you are going through something more difficult than me. And that's why I love to instill this idea in you to know that everyone who's watching this video and people in the world who never watch this video, we're all going through something. You know, it's true when I heard someone once say, brokenness is brokenness, but hope is hope. I want you to know that you are going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. It doesn't mean that everything's perfect, but I want you to know that there is a better way in handling your adversity than sometimes you
Everything's
think.
going to be okay. It doesn't
Some
that
of us, you know, we feel like, well, I'm just going to wait and we'll just see what happens. And you know, they're not being proactive. I want you to be proactive in, first of all, building on your own inner strength, reminding yourself of who you are. What not only do you have within you as far as your gifts and your talents and all that stuff, no. More of saying, you know what? I'm going to get through this. And you need to motivate yourself. You need to become your best ally, your best friend. Some of us think that, you know what? I'm just going to escape from my reality and I'm just going to go with the flow with my friends. And, you know, if I can just change my hair, the way that I walk, the way that I talk, start dropping the F-bomb, then, you know, I'm going to build up my self-confidence that way. Guys, I want you to know that is a bad path to go on. Why? Bad choices only lead to bad things. I want you to know that it is very easy to go down the slope just with everybody else and everybody's fine. It's okay to have sex before marriage. Really? Says who? What are the consequences of those decisions? Just because everyone else isn't a virgin doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep your virginity. I kept mine. Oh, you're a virgin? Yeah. Why? When my 15-year-old boy and I have a talk, a one-on-one talk about love and relationships, I can look him in his eye and say, hey, about that whole virginity thing, I waited for your mother. Why? Because I don't want to share that one special thing that only you have once to share with someone and give it that experience to somebody that I'll never see again. I mean, when you're in high school, your average relationship, you know, is about 3 weeks, 2 days, and 4 seconds long. All right? It's about who's cheated on who and who's gossiping about who. Guys, I am not in a relationship until I am ready to have a serious relationship. I was never looking for a girlfriend. I got a girlfriend because I was looking for a potential wife. Money, drugs, sex, alcohol, pornography, fame and fortune, even fame and fortune and success, it can become your disability. You can have money and still not be happy. You're not defined by your success. Why, you're going to feel better if you just get that car. You're going to feel better if you just get that job. No, man. Look at your parents. Sometimes they get their promotions and they're still unhappy. You've got to find your inner happiness and the truth of your inner strength. Set your path with cornerstones of good, positive, directive steps. What do you mean, Nick? This is exactly what I mean. Don't go off that path and go to negative things. Don't be disabled not only by what people think that you should do to cope with your stuff, because I've been there. Don't think that what they say about you is true, that you need to be someone you're not. You know, someone came up to me, just even one of my best friends, and said, "Hey, Nick, you got a pretty crap life." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." He says, "Why don't you smoke a cigarette, and do something for you for a change?" I'm like, "But that doesn't do anything for me." I mean, smoking kills you? I mean, not only do I have no arms and legs, but I don't want to die sooner than I have to, especially if there's something good coming my way. Guys, you got to have a positive attitude in that decision making of daily choices. Don't just look at the broken pieces on the floor. Look ahead, because I want you to know that I am proof that even out of broken pieces, miracles come. You don't know what miracles can come from your broken pieces until you give your broken pieces a chance. Give yourself a chance. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. Maybe I can't do this and that, but I can do this and this. You know what I did? I actually attached a photo of a little African orphan to my mirror every day. Why? Because I looked at the mirror every day. I'm going to fix my hair. I'm going to figure out, do I need to shave? Do I have any pimples on my face? All the daily things, right? Sure. But you know what I did? In seeing that African orphan in the top right corner of my mirror, I knew what I was living for. The goal is to at least help one person. And when you have that goal in mind and the visualization of that future, that no matter what comes against me, no matter what attacks come against me, no matter what people say, I know that at the end, when it's done, when it's all said and done, when I get through school, when I get through college, whatever I achieve, I know there's one thing that's going to happen. I'm going to make a difference in one African orphan. And you know what I did at age 19? I was able to save enough money to get into my first investment property, buy it, and then give away $28,000 cash to African orphans. I did it. Now, many 19-year-olds don't have $28,000 cash or any way to get into an investment property. It's not about how much you have. Get this in your mind. It's not about how much money you get. It's about you setting a goal and achieving it. What if it took me 50 years to make a difference in life? Is it worth it? Yes. But you know what I realized? The reason why I want to make a difference in someone else's life is because I want to be a miracle for someone else who feels like they have no hope. Who better to start with after you than people around you? The friends and family who maybe are going through depression. Because I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be the speaker traveling around the world trying to help people become better or more happy and fulfilled until I impacted those closest around me. I couldn't think of having compassion of an orphan who's a stranger on the other side of the world until I started having compassion even against my enemies and my bullies at school. What did I do? I changed the way I thought about them. I built up this inner strength to understand that even when those people attack me, I convinced myself maybe they're going through something so bad at home. Maybe they're going through abuse at home. And I'm just going to show them love. And I need to be maybe perhaps the first person who's shown them forgiveness. That's the instinct that helps you. Not just to get to your goal or your success, not just to be defending yourself and protecting yourself. This is how you live your life without limits. And no matter what happens to you, I'm unstoppable. Even those people who attack me, man, I'm going to forgive them. I'll even pray for them. I'm not being defined by them. I'm not being defined or limited by my limitations and my disability. I ain't disabled for a second. Nick's dreaming big. Nick's going to set his goals, and he's going to get there. And if it takes 50 years, he's going to keep on going. Set things around yourself that you become your best friend. I saw that African orphan in my mirror. Do something. Make those daily choices. These are the choices I want you to make today that's going to change your life forever. Here's choice number one. You are not defined by what people think of you. That's a choice, not a fact. It's a choice because the fact is led by your choice. If you actually believe that you are defined by other people and you choose to believe that, guess who you're going to be? Exactly. Choose not to be what they say. Your choice changes everything. Second choice, it's going to change everything. That your limitations don't define your success. Don't let your disability or limitation or circumstance around you or atmosphere define who you are and what you're going to succeed in. That's the second choice. Thirdly, choose to be the true you. And when you choose to be the true you that you are, that's when not even success defines you. Your success as whatever your goal is. Let me actually talk about speaker, Nick Vujicic. If Nick Vujicic was not a speaker, am I still Nick Vujicic? Yes. Do I still have the same value? Yes. What if I wasn't an author? Who cares? Nick Vujicic is still Nick Vujicic. My success was an organic growth journey because of these three choices. Make these three choices every single day, and you are on a wonderful path of success and fulfillment in your life. And I want to close with a wonderful, most powerful story. I, at 24 years old, was speaking in Southern California in front of a group of about 250 people. And lo and behold, to my, I was surprised, to my amazement, and holding up a little child. And this child was 19 months old. His name was Daniel. This little kid had no arms and no legs. He had a little foot just like me. I couldn't believe it. I got the father to bring him on stage in front of the whole crowd. He's so beautiful, had no arms, no legs, exactly like me. And I'm thinking, man, I want to wrestle you later on. I looked at him and he looked up at me, and I obviously can't give him a high five, so I put my little foot on his little foot and gave him a low two. Man, it was awesome. He smiled and everyone cried. Why? Because it was a miracle. Remember how I told you that miracles can come from broken pieces? Man, give yourself a chance. Give your broken pieces a chance, because I tell you right now, there is a greater purpose for what you're going through. What if what you're going through can help someone else literally save their own lives? Help them go not only in a positive direction in life, but lead a legacy of changing other people around them too. That's the kind of life I want to choose to live. Man, I'll tell you, little Daniel, that little boy, he started watching videos of me swimming. And now he's like, swim like Nick, swim like Nick. And I hugged his mom and his dad. And I saw my mom and my dad hug his parents and cry. It was incredible. Daniel went to school and he was getting bullied and teased. And so I went to his school. And no, I didn't go up to his bullies and headbutt him in the face as much as I wanted to. But what I did is I shared a simple message of love. And after that simple message of hope and love, not only is Daniel accepted at school, he's now respected at school, and now he's living a life without limits. Living a life that is a miracle for others can be achievable. And I want you to understand that once you figure out that you have an inner strength and you find your true strength, that's the well that you can draw down from and up and out of your words and out of your actions and out of your reactions to the world's judgment on you or the circumstances that seem limiting to you. You are gonna be okay. You're gonna get through this. Not only are you gonna get through this storm, you're gonna fly above this storm. I did, and I know so will you.
right. We are back. How did Nick's message resonate, relates to you? Type in the comment box. Let me see that flowing in. Remember, I told you to make sure you pick the 3 choices that he talked about. Put it in the chat box. One of them that always stand out for me is your limitations don't define your success. Doesn't stop you from living a purpose-filled life. Type in the chat box. And I saw one comment that really resonated with me. It says, fear and failure are just spices of life. And that's so true. You know why? You can take that fear and failure and flip it around and use it as a ladder to climb into living a purposeful life. You can use it as what I call a trampoline. You know how we have, you know trampoline, right? That's the bouncing structure, right? That children, even adults, are beginning to use to burn off energy. So you can either look at fear and failure as a trampoline to bounce you into the next level, to stretch you into that next level, to grow and transform you, or you can choose to look at fear and failure or your limitations as a trap. We all know what a trap does, right? Right? A trap is to hold you. A trap would not make you go. I mean, I remember back home. I'm culturally from Nigeria, but I live in Canada now. A trap is used for in like a hunting, like to hunt, right? Like to catch or hunt meat, animals, right? And so when the trap catches the animals, they can't go anywhere. And that's what fear and failure, if you're not careful, that's what it does. Okay? It tends to hold us back. Excuse me. It tends to hold us back, but we can choose, like Nick said in the video, to not let our limitations define our success. So those limitations, you can use them as a trampoline to bounce you up to the next level, or you can use it as a ladder. It's all in our mind. And that's why the Bible says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I'm hopeful again that this webinar is going to renew your mind and you can begin to look at whatever you're going through as an opportunity to bounce into living a purpose-fulfilled life, a purpose-filled life. All right, so let me check the comment box here. Let me just see what has resonated with you. And we're going to land this plane in a couple of, just shortly, okay? So let's look at what's happening. You know, Nick has, like he shared with you, he didn't allow his disability to hold him back. Instead, like I said, he used it as a trampoline. And can't you feel the joy, right? You see what living a purpose-filled life looks like, irrespective of your limitations, irrespective of your incapabilities. It's all in the mind. Some people are physically able, but their mind, inside of them, they are disabled. So I want you to begin to look at, what are those limitations that are holding me back? What are those things, right, that are holding me back? So I'm just going to look in the comments again just to see what we picked up from the video. Lots of comments. Now I have to scroll through. The Voyager is awesome. Keep on fighting until you achieve your goal. Yes. Everyone is unique. God has created each one of us with a purposeful life. Yes. Take the risk, open up and step out of your fear. Yes. Move out of your comfort zone. That fear just wants to keep you, just wants to trap you. Okay. You have the ability to choose, like Nick did, like I did, to live a purposeful life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I We'll keep this going. I think I've lost my comment somehow. Somehow. Okay, so let's just keep going, okay? And then I can focus on, during the Q&A session, I can focus on, your comments. So again, Nika talked about 3 choices. But then I also am going to share 5 choices that always empower you to live a purpose-filled life. Remember, we're still on the how pillar. I told you key pillars that would help you to live a purpose-filled life. This is the how. In any situation, the choice again is yours. We always have to make choices. But one thing that I've come to realize is we are free to choose, but we're not free from the consequences of our choices. I repeat, we are free to choose. However, we are not free from the consequences of the choice we make. So choose wisely. In any situation, you can have an attitude of gratitude every day. Very important. It empowers you to live a purposeful life. Be grateful that you have unique gifts. Be grateful that you know who you are. Be grateful that you're connected to the source of life, which is God. Be grateful for your job, for your career, for where you are right now. It might not be where you want to be, but as I told you, you can use that as a trampoline to bounce you to the next level. It might just be for a while. I was in a job I hated so much. I didn't like it, but I was just trying to be something I was not. But eventually, I got into this, what I call my calling, where I'm helping and empowering people like you. Choice 2, live a life of purpose. Of course, that's where the meat is. That's where meaning is found. That's where significance is found. That's where you find fulfillment, true fulfillment, not the fulfillment you get from possessions. Because after a while, come on, when you buy a car, tell me, after 5-10 years, you want to buy another one. The fulfillment, even after 2-3 months, right? The joy of, oh, I want a brand new car. I want a new Ferrari. I want this. After a while, that fulfillment is gone. But choice 2 is living a life of purpose. It helps you to get focused and fulfilled and find meaning in all you do, even in your workplace, in your career. You find people you can bless, you can add value to. Choice 3, be positive, be happy. Yes, it takes, I think there's a quote or some research that says that you use less muscles when you smile. And then it takes more muscles to frown, right? So why would you want to use more muscles when you could use less? Be positive, be happy, love yourself, love who you are created and designed to be. Don't compare yourself with other people. Last choice, go toward your goal and dream. Okay. Now again, this is Nick's choices. Just as a recap, okay? You're not defined by what people think of you. Do not live your life. That is a prison. I was there. Don't live a life that you are trapped by what people think. What they think about you has absolutely nothing to do with the purpose you're called to fulfill. I used to look at how many people make comments on my posts, how many people are liking my comments. Hey, it has nothing to do with the message that God has given you. Go out there, arise and shine. Do not think about what people think of you. And it's a journey, okay? So don't think that I still struggle with those thoughts sometimes, but I'm able, because I know my purpose, I'm able to quickly put them and say, you cannot overcome, you cannot rule my life. Okay? Choice 2, your limitations, your situation, your environment does not define your success. It doesn't define it. You, in alignment with your purpose, with God, define your success. And the last thing, you must be your true self. Be you. Don't look at what people will think. Be you. Sometimes it's hard. I know. It's challenging. But there's nothing as freeing and having that freedom of being who you are, taking off the mask. You know, I keep talking about this mask. Sometimes we wear a mask so that we want people to like us or want people to, you know, do something for us. Take off that mask. The people who are called to be on your path will be positioned there. You don't have to struggle or put on a mask to attract the people you're called to serve. Okay? So each of us can either live the life we are called to be or live a life that other people believe we should be living. Right? The call is yours. The choice is yours. Right? So, again, as a reminder, who are you? We're about landing this plane now. Okay? We're getting to the end of the journey. We're getting to our destination. We're wrapping this up. Who are you? If you look at the figure or the human in the picture, it has so many positive words: worthy, trustworthy, determined, clever, trusting, innocent, curious, able, wise, humble. Those are words that are in alignment, congruent, authentic with your true self. Who are you? When those negative voices come to your head, this truth, I call it the truth, because that is what my Father says about me. That is what the Creator God says about me. And so no other opinion matters. It is who I am. And I will not deny it. I will not even try to deny it, because this is who I am. Now, who are you? Ask yourself, who are you? You have so much diamonds and treasures on the inside. Let it out, unleash it, uncover it. That is where your purpose lies. Okay? Be true to yourself. It's a journey, like I said. It's not a one-day event, so don't beat yourself up. Okay? The more you discover yourself, the more you connect with who has created you, which is God, the more you have that relationship with Him, the more you uncover who you are, and nothing changes it. Your purpose is timeless. Now you might be wondering, when do I start living this purpose-filled life? Right? When? The time is now, as Nick had shared in the video. It's now. It's not too late to start. It's not too late it's not too early to start, and it's not too late to start. The time is now. You don't want to wake up at 50, 60, 70 years and you realize that, looking back at your life, what was I doing? What was I thinking? What did I let to stand in my way? You don't want to realize later in life that I've not fulfilled the purpose for which I was created, or the reason for which God has created me. So this is a call to action. When can I start living a purpose-filled life? The answer is now. N-O-W. Today. Start now. Okay? Now let's look at this pandemic, right? The pandemic started last year, 2020. And one of my friends, she's also a John Maxwell member or a coach. Her name is Reem. And she, I was reading one of her articles yesterday, and she said, the pandemic was our stop sign. I mean, you all agree with me, right? That this pandemic has put a stop, maybe a pause button. Hey, let's slow down. Everybody was, just going. It was an awakening call. Wait a second, what truly matters in life? Now, most of us can travel anywhere. Maybe you have shoes, you have bags, you have clothes, you have cars. Where do we take those things to now? In where I live in Canada, we're in the red zone. And so it's more restrictive. You have to be indoors. So this has forced us to stop. That's the stop sign. Like, hey, red, stop. It's activated the red lights, the red traffic lights. We all know traffic lights, right? When you have the traffic light, what does it do? Stops you. You have to stop. That's what this pandemic has done. It's helped us to calm down, pause on this journey of life, or maybe stop and reflect and evaluate and assess what truly matters. Where am I on this journey called life? Am I living a purpose-filled life? What is my purpose? What truly is important? What truly matters? So my question to you today as we wrap up this webinar is this. What is one thing that I can start doing today, like start doing now, to live a purpose-filled life? And what is one thing that I can stop doing today to living what is one thing I can stop doing today to live a purpose-filled life? And the reason is when you start something, you have to stop something, right? That's what the laws, I mean, when you look at everything in life, there's a sunrise, there's a sunset. There is day, there is night, right? There's a rhythm. So when you're starting to do something, you definitely have to stop doing something. That's what you call change and transformation. When you say yes to something, you have to say no to something. So what do you want to start saying yes to? What do you want to start doing to live a purposeful life? What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to do to arise and shine so you can live the purposeful life that you've been created to live? This is a live audit. And so this is an invitation. This is my special invitation to you today. It's your purposeful life is awaiting. This is an awakening call. What are you going to do about it? This is action time. Yes, call to action. Dream big. Create a future where you shine. Okay? Live a purpose-filled life everywhere you go with all that you have. You don't need to have mansions or gold or diamonds. Significance is you making the best use of what you have in your hand, right where you are today. Living a life of no limits. This is a call to action. Are you ready to create a future where you shine? Where you shine bright? Because the light is in you. But the mask or something else is covering it. You have the power to take it off. Get in connection with the one who created you. Okay? So I'm so glad that you are all here today on this webinar. I am so thrilled. Thank you for listening and for engaging and for sharing. You all have a unique and beautiful purpose to fulfill. Live it and let your light shine so that you can make a difference in the world. Here are a couple of resources that I would like to share that has helped me to live a purpose-filled life. The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren is a very great resource. It also has a journal that you can use. A journal is also very important to begin to write as you discover yourself. Intentional Living by Johnson Maxwell is another fantastic resource, okay, to help you with the how. Now, before we jump to the Q&A session, okay, I also like to share, you might want to connect with me. Yeah, a couple of ways to connect with me, okay, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, my website, and my email address if you want to connect further. All right. Lastly, before we jump to this Q&A session, I would like to see, let's take a quick poll. Okay, let me leave this slide on for a bit, just in case you want to take a picture or you just want to soak this in. Okay, I'll give you a couple of, let's see, 30 seconds. And we'll jump to the Q&A session. I told you to keep the questions to the end so I can try my best to answer you. All right, so let's take a quick poll, right? I want you to type yes in the comment section. Yes, if this session has added value to you, type yes. Just say yes. I want to know if this has added value to you. Please type yes in the comment section. And then now we go to the Q&A session. Thank you so much again for listening and for sharing and engaging. I hope this will propel you forward to live a purpose-filled life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're going to go to the Q&A session now. And I have to get this device here so I can make sure that I have the, let's see, just a second here. Make sure that I can see the comments. Thank you so much for those who have been engaging and interacting. I hope this has added value to you. I have been blessed. I mean, I'm also on this journey, so don't think like I've arrived. I'm still on this journey, and so I've also learned again from Nick. You know, the more we listen to this, right, the more we are transformed to stay in that zone of living a purpose-driven life. All right, so questions. I believe. All right, so let's look at the question. Sometimes it is hard for people to define who they are. Just give me a second here. Okay. So this is blocking my view. Okay, so let's try this. Sometimes it's hard for people to define who they are. It's hard to identify their weakness, to highlight. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to stop this my sharing. Just give me a second because I can't really read the questions on my other device. So let's try this way. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, now I can see. I don't need to share my screen anymore because yes, I'm done with the presentation. So Jean Marie says sometimes it's hard for people to define who they are because it seems hard for them to identify their weakness, to highlight and strength. Is there any strategy you can help us learn more about ourselves? Okay. So as I said earlier on, there are a couple of resources that I've used and are proven. I've used with my clients. I've used for myself. Everything I use with my clients or those I connect with are resources that I try first to use, okay? Because I have to make sure that it works. So one thing I know that will be helpful to define who you really are. First of all, I'm not sure if you're a person of faith, but if you're a person of faith, the Bible is one thing that's really helped me to define who I am. And it's like a mirror. It helps me when I read my Bible, I'm connecting with God. It helps me see where I'm at, okay? But when you look at resources, other resources that could help, the Gallup Strength Finder, it's something you can take. It's an assessment, okay? Gallup Strength Finder. Something else that has helped and it's really still helpful is called the Maxwell DISC assessment. Okay, that's something I use with my clients as well. That really helps you to articulate your value and what I call your blind spots. Your weakness is an overused strength. Okay, it's your blind spot, and we all have it. Okay, so it's not anything to be ashamed of. We all have our weakness. So that's, those are the strategies I can share with you that can help you learn more about yourself. So the Gallup Strength Finder and the Maxwell DISC assessment. Okay. Second question, does achieving your dreams, careers make you find your purpose in life? Well, yes and no. Again, depend on what perspective you're looking at. I know that achieving my career, I have dreams. I think it's a way to uncover, to discover your purpose. That's what I would say. Because I remembered, I studied physics and then I'm doing this, right? I think those are steps that leads you to find your purpose. But one thing I would tell you is be intentional in investing in yourself. I was intentionally investing in myself, in growth, in transformation. Joining the John Maxwell team is an investment in myself. And see the dividends. That was what led me to find my purpose. So you can keep trying to achieve your dreams and career, but sometimes you're like a knife in an ice cream shop, right? And so you feel not fulfilled. There's something missing, right? And so you can invest in personal growth and development. You can connect with God. Those are things you can do to help you find your purpose in life. I hope that helps. All right, next question. Thank you for the questions. I hope this is adding value to you. I hope you're getting, tips and insights into finding your purpose. Like I said, know who you are, know whose you are, who you belong to. Okay, that's very foundational. And then invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, like you're doing right now. So I'm gonna give a round of applause that you're investing. This is a way to invest in yourself. Okay. All right, next question. Or are we done with the questions? I'm just going to check my other device here. Okay, Koshik, let me know if the questions are over. I see you typing, what did you like most about the webinar? I guess that's for the participants or the attendees. Okay, so I can see more comments here. All right. Mom, can you give a code? Okay, Catherine, I'm not sure what you mean by a code. Okay, you can reach out to me directly if you just to expand more on that. I'm not sure what you mean by a code. This is a great time for us to learn more about our purpose in life. Yes. How can we stay positive when life seems to throw us challenges after challenges? This Azela. So we are listening to Nick, right? You're listening to my story as well. Challenges will always come. But there's a difference between challenging and suffering. What I count as suffering is when you're living life out of alignment with your purpose. When you're living in alignment with your purpose, challenges will come, but your purpose would keep you anchored. And so, like I said, your perspective is different. Your lens is different. You can begin to view those challenges as trampoline, right? That would bounce you to the next level. So when I lost my job last year, yes, before COVID, I could look at it as a challenge. I could beat myself up and say, oh no, life is so crappy. But you know what? I knew there was a greater purpose, like Nick said in his video. There must be a greater purpose to this. So what did I do? I connected with my creator, which is God. Okay, what does all this mean? Like, how am I going to lose my job in this? I mean, COVID is here and this is a time I need resources, right? I need to feed my family. I need to pay my bills. And see where I am today. This is 12 months from losing my job, right? And I give thanks to God. It is not by me, but I'm just saying that challenges after challenges can be viewed as opportunities to step more into your calling. They can be viewed as trampoline that bounces you into the next level. Okay? All right. I just gave some ways. Let's see if there's any other thank you for the nice and kind comments. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Let me see. Is it normal for me as an undergrad or teenager to feel doubts and sad sometimes? Again, depending on where you are at. When you are not, you've not discovered your purpose or uncovered it, sometimes you feel sad. Or maybe it's a pattern. Actually, it's a pattern, right? There's a pattern of sadness because there's something missing. There's something missing. There's something you need to dig for. And that's where it is really important that you step into finding your purpose. Okay? So as an undergrad or teenager, I actually had a son who's going to be 13 soon. Ooh. Sometimes some people call it hormones, maybe, but I know that if it's a pattern, then you need to really look at what is the root cause of this pattern. And that's what I help people I connect with do, is to find out the root cause. Why is this pattern? Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you might feel doubtful. I still do. Sometimes, I want to get on a Facebook Live or I want to do something. why I had to share the message, right? Of course, you have those voices in your head that will make you feel doubtful. But I won't say sad. You know, if you're beginning to get sad, you have to find, for me, is the truth. The truth brings you freedom. The Bible says the truth sets you free. So you need to look at what am I anchored in? Maybe songs, listening to songs that would uplift you, that would inspire you, right? Maybe it's looking at your journal, reminding yourself of who you are. Those are things that, can help you to feel happy and not doubt yourself. But as I said, if it's a pattern, then you need to really uncover what your purpose is. And this starts with self-discovery, investing in events like this, right? Let me see, what else do we have here? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Greetings from Egypt. Yes. What is the best way to face your greatest fear? The best way to face your greatest fear is to look at fear in the face and say, you do not own me. Another way is for you to have what I call a truth rant. Okay, I'm just going to share mine. I don't think I have the paper here. Let me see. I think I have it. I always have it by my side when I'm walking. Can you see this? And what I wrote on this piece of paper is what I help my clients with as well. It reminds you of who you are, that I have a purpose to fulfill on earth. Okay? It reminds you that you are on a mission, that you're a masterpiece, that you're priceless, that you're specially and uniquely made, that you're awesome. That is the truth, and there is nothing that can overcome the truth. Nothing. So that is one way, that's the best way that I get to face my greatest fears. When I begin to have those voices, or I feel afraid, or I get to my Bible, yeah, that's one way. Because the Bible says, do not be afraid. So I let it play in my head, like a system running in my head, like a tape, right? That's what I get to play. I feed on positive things. That's one way to face your greatest fear. Feed on the right things. Feed on things that will fuel your purpose, not on things that will drain or suck energy out of you. Okay? Let me see. What else? What else? What else? What else? Thank you, Faisal. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you so much, everyone. Challenges are naturally a part of life. Learn from it. Yes. When I left my job, when I was told to leave, it was part of life, but I learned from it, right? And I'm excited I had to leave because there was a greater purpose. Because I had to be here today to share this awesome message of living a purpose-filled life. All right, let me see if I can pick a couple of more comments. Thank you so much, everyone, for your kind words. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Koshwik. Yes, thank you, Koshwik, for putting this platform together. You are a blessing to lives. Thank you. All right, let me see. Any other comments? This was helpful. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Let me see. I think I've answered this question. How will you handle your weakness? Like when someone bullies you, as we all know, people will judge the way we act. So, Chavri, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. People would always say, let them say. As I said, you focus on you. What are my strengths? Articulate your value. Turn a deaf ear. Try to tone down the noise with your purpose. Okay? How did I handle my weakness? I think I've shared this before. I just see my weakness as an overused. I like to talk. I like to talk. I'm very outgoing. And so sometimes when I'm in an environment where I need to let other people talk, right? I need to listen more. Then I have to adapt. I have to learn. Okay? So that's one way to handle your weaknesses. All right. I think we have come to the end of this webinar. Again, thank you so much for engaging. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your kind words. I pray and hope that this has added value to you and is a blessing and it will propel you forward. Okay? I hope this would really help you live a purposeful life. All right, Koshwik, where are we with this? I think I have Let me see. There any more questions before we? How can we easily fight nervousness when presenting something in a big crowd? It's a journey. I didn't start this way. It took time, practice, right? Practice constantly saying positive things to yourself to anchor yourself in the truth and just start. I had to start before 10 people, 20, 50, and continue to do it. And with God, you can do anything, anything. He's my strength. Um, Koshik, let me know when I need to stop, okay? Because I'm just gonna keep answering these questions. I think I saw another question. So that's one way to fight nervousness. And it still comes. Hey, don't think when I came on today, I still had a bit of butterflies in my belly. But the value I'm going to add to you, I know is greater than this nervousness. And so I had to say, hey, I need to come here. I need to get my truth rant. I need to anchor myself. This is who I am. I'm a light and I cannot deny it and I will not deny it. So it's just you repeating positive words to yourself. All right. Any other questions? Feel free to message me. I've shared my, my contacts, how to reach me or connect with me. Feel free to send me your questions and I'll do my best to respond at my earliest convenience. But thank you so much once again. It is such a delight. It's such a pleasure. I'm grateful that I got this opportunity. I'm honored. I'm humbled to share this message of living a purpose-filled life. I hope you have a great rest of 2021. Remember the three choices. Remember all we've shared today. Always go back to them to stay anchored. God bless.
Hello,
Yeah, Kaushik, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
hello,
I can hear you, Kaushik.
hello,
Can you hear me?
hello, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh, okay. Something.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now, now can you hear me clearly? Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your beautiful presentation. And so actually, I got some problem with my internet connection.